Hey guys, it's Rianne, and today I'm going to be telling you a little bit about how much I exercise and what I eat because a lot of you guys requested to see this video. I'm going to try and keep it quick and entertaining. Just really quickly before we start though, I'm obviously not a dietitian or nutritionist in any way. This is just kind of how I eat and how I prefer to prepare my food, so if you are interested in finding out more about that, then stay tuned. So I'm just going to first tell you guys sort of the general outline of my diet. I like to eat a lot of foods that are high in protein, and I also like to stay away from gluten because I've noticed a lot of times when I eat gluten, it's hard for my body to digest it. I just feel really sick and nauseous afterwards a lot of the time. So what I eat for breakfast is something that looks like this. Now what I've done is I take flaxseed and I take oat germ, which you can find at, probably your local market actually. And I've just taken it and I've ground it up in a coffee grinder where you would grind your coffee beans. And I actually put about a 1/4 cup in a bowl and I add some boiling hot water. And the trick to this is you have to let it stand and kind of cook into your mixture, or else it will be very hard for you to swallow because it's really, really tangy. It's not a good taste. So you have to make sure it cooks. Actually, when I was living with my old roommate, she really wanted to try this because she was like, "What are you eating every morning?" And I told her about it and she was like, "Oh, let me try some." And I let her try some and she was like, "This tastes so bad. I don't know how you eat it, but I think it's really delicious." So after it has cooked with the water, I add some vanilla almond bries. I probably shouldn't be adding the vanilla one because it's got, flavoring and sugar in it, but without the vanilla, it does not taste very good. So I add a little splash of this and I just kind of eat that. So that's what I have for breakfast. And if that is not enough, I will oftentimes have 1 to 2 hard-boiled eggs. These are actually not hard-boiled that I have in my hand, so I better be careful. So that's what I'll usually have if that doesn't fill me up. If I need to have like a mid-morning snack, if I eat and then I go to the gym and I come home and I'm hungry but it's not quite time for lunch yet, I'll usually have a hard-boiled egg because they're really high in protein and they'll actually fill you up a lot better than you think they will. So as far as lunch goes, I usually have a protein shake. This is the Health Muscle Protein Shake by Ensure. I just was looking for something that was really high in protein to drink, and I don't drink this straight because it's not very tasty. So what I do is I get my blender out and I throw this in there with about 2 ice cubes, and then I fill the blender up all the way to the brim with blueberries and strawberries, and that kind of helps the taste. Oh, and sometimes I'll put in a banana depending on, what flavor I want it to be. So that's pretty much what I do for lunch. So I am a snacker by nature. I have just always been that way my entire life. I love to snack. So some of the things that I like to snack on are these brown rice organic rice cakes. These ones are lightly salted. I try not to eat these with cheese because cheese isn't really the best thing for you in the entire world, but I try and tell myself, oh, it's got protein because it's a dairy product. So sometimes I'll eat these with a little bit of cheese. But yeah, I try to eat these with peanut butter or by themselves. Another thing that I usually have for a snack is I love to have yogurt. I like the fat-free yogurt better than I like regular yogurt because I think it tastes better. This is the Mountain High vanilla. I like vanilla the best. And I usually throw some chopped up fruit into it as well, and I kind of mix it up and make my own sort of fruit in the bottom, but it's fresh fruit. And more recently, I've found I really like these gluten-free rice checks to eat as kind of a snack as well, because one of the hardest things about eating gluten-free is that you obviously can't have bread. And so a lot of times I won't feel as full as I did when I used to eat bread. So these are actually really filling and I like them. I actually also eat a rice bread when I want to have sandwiches, and it's a bread made from brown rice. It's totally gluten-free, and I keep it in my freezer. So that stuff is really, really good too. And one of my favorite things in the entire world to eat is pasta. So when I decided to go gluten-free, it was a little bit difficult for me, but I did find a lot of really great gluten-free pastas. I actually haven't tried this specific one yet, but this is just gluten-free pasta. And I have had a few others and I actually like it better than regular pasta. So if you can try gluten-free pasta, I definitely recommend it. So that's what I pretty much eat for breakfast and lunch every day. Dinner is a little bit more complicated because I change it up so often. Like my breakfast and lunch are pretty much always the same standard thing. So I just try to go with the things that do not have gluten in them, and I try to eat as healthily as possible. So you can probably tell by now, I'm not one of those people who counts calories. I really never have been that way. I just kind of look out for things that I know are more healthy for me, and I try to stay away from things that I know my body has a harder time digesting. As far as working out goes, I try to work out every single day. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to do that, and I only get to work out about 4 times a week sometimes, and then sometimes I have a week where I'm really good and I'm just across the board 7 days all working out. One of my favorite things to do at the gym is take yoga classes. Yoga classes are so awesome because you feel like you're just kind of stretching on the floor there, but really you're doing a really intense workout. So I really love yoga classes. I like Zumba. I've only taken one Zumba class so far, but it was one of the most fun things I've ever done. At the gym, I just like to rotate what I'm working. So if one day I am working, you know, my abs and arms, the next day I will be focusing completely on my lower body. And I just kind of try to mix it up that way. I don't love cardio. I will say it flat out. I don't like to run, but it is better for you. What they do say is that you should try and work out with weights and on the machines for 30 minutes and then go and run for another 30 minutes, because the first 30 minutes you do exercise, you're only burning sugars, you're not burning fat. That way when you're working on your muscles, you're kickstarting your body, so that way you'll be able to go and burn fat while you're running or, you know, on the elliptical, any of those kind of things. I hope you guys found this video helpful and informative, and please keep in mind I am not a dietitian and I don't, I don't have any, extra knowledge about working out. It's just what I have researched myself or taken in health classes in high school. So I hope you guys found this video fun to watch and it wasn't too boring for you all, and I will talk to you next time. Bye guys!